Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here on this hump day of the first week of the off season. And I know it sucks. I know it's terrible that it's the off season and we have 209 days until kickoff of next season. But one of the things we're going to do to kind of help get you through the off season is we're doing our YouTube Dallas Cowboys Spotlight, bringing in new talent, young guys and stuff that are getting out there, smaller channels and things, and introducing you, because the reality is I know that a lot of you and don't like my content, but I guarantee you there's somebody out there that you'll definitely like. So I want to introduce my man, Alex. Alex, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Man, I'm sad that the season is over. I'm sad that it ended on that butt-ugly game that we had to watch. But
3-0 at halftime.
But at least, you know, the good thing about being a Dallas Cowboy fan is there's always stuff going on. I always look at the season being 365 days a year. You know, we've got so much that's happening between now and March 5th when the teams have to designate franchise tag players and stuff. But we'll get on that in just a second. My man Alex, I actually met during the draft. Tried some of the hot wings there, and they eventually snuck up on them. So, Alex, introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, man. But thanks for having me, Mark, man. My name is Alex Cash, for y'all who don't know me. And like I said, I'm a 22-year-old college student, big sports fanatic, big Cowboy fan, like my guy Mark Holmes here. And so, like I said, I just do a lot of sports writing. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Dallas Sports Fanatics. I cover the Dallas Cowboys and do a lot of, writing for them as well. I do radio broadcasts, with Walt Chisholm for Best for Business. Shout out to Best for Business.
Yeah.
And I actually just created my own blog site, called cashsportsblog.wordpress.com.
Yeah.
So you guys can check out my articles for the past couple of weeks that I've been putting up. So you can check that out. And I'm actually going to be starting my own podcast real soon, probably within the next couple of weeks. And I'll be doing a weekly podcast as well. So very acclimated with sports and trying to be very diverse, man. So I'm just trying to grow.
Amen to that, man. So how did you get into doing this, or what made you decide to want to get into this?
Well, I just was just sitting back one day. I was in school one semester. I was, in IT field at first, and I just didn't really have a passion for it. And I just, was going for the money. And I just, I really had to sit in my room and pray about, what should I do for my life? And I just got to thinking and jotting down ideas about, what am I good at, what I like to do, what are my hobbies. So it just came to me to say, why not start a career in sports? Whether it's writing, whether it's, podcast, broadcast, this career in the sports industry. Why not do something that you love to do and make a career out of it? So that's what, and I started, thinking that last April, so almost about a year from now. I've been working my butt off. I just been, doing anything I can, attending events, just staying acclimated in the sports field, man. So, all work.
Well, amen to that. Well, it was interesting because you sent me a text message yesterday. You were talking about the need for the Dallas Cowboys to have a big man in the middle. That's something I've been talking about for a long time, man. The Dallas Cowboys, to me, seem to have a philosophy of defensive linemen and defensive ends that are really lean and kind of tall. So you get guys that are 6'4", 6'6", and things like that, and they're generally really fast guys that can get to the quarterback. But I still love having that big, fat guy in the middle, and I think our team has been missing that.
Yeah, and I know my Ron Marinelli. I see philosophy. He likes guys with a high motor. He likes guys that can go up the middle of the field and beat you with speed, but it's always a con to that. You're going to go against, offensive lines who have some real big boys up front, And you saw in that Rams game how we would just C.J. Anderson and Gurley were just breaking up the middle almost 5 yards, picking up 5 yards,
Right.
every yard every time they got the ball. And when you had a big fat guy like you, I always mention, you've been talking about it all offseason. So I do give credit to you. You're the one that kept.
Oh my God! Well, see, I wanted to get Calais Campbell a couple of years back because he's one of those big immovable forces in the middle. And when we look at the biggest guys, we basically have Antoine Woods, who I think he's 310.
Yeah.
And we have Malik Collins. I think he's 312. I mean, they're big. Don't get me wrong. They're not small guys, but you still want to get that guy that's about 350 that's in there. That's like a fire hydrant, about 6'1", that's got a low center of gravity that can clog up the middle. And when I look at that Rams game, that's the biggest thing that was happening. And, when we look at most of our sacks, when you looked at, say, DeMarcus Ware, basically he was doing mostly one-on-one matches where he was winning. You looked at way our defense, and there's nothing wrong with it. Most of the sacks came from stunning. It wasn't necessarily just, I'm going to beat my man in the ground. It was by moving people around, and that works great. But then when you go against a team, like the Rams did, that's just basically blowing guys off the ball. If you're catching guys in stunts, all of a sudden, the holes are blown wide open.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why I said, a guy like a Vita Vea, I know you've been wanting for. I know he was.
I'm happy with Van Der Esch. I'm happy with Van Der Esch, but Vita Vea in the middle would have been outstanding.
Yeah, that's why I said we need somebody like that. I don't care. As long as he's playing the run, he don't have to have any pass rushing move. As long as he's just in the middle, sitting in the pocket, just sucking up space, taking on two guys, I'm fine with that because that's what we need.
Well, and here's the thing with your defensive end, and this is where to me it seems like it would work better because if you get him in the middle and he's clogging up the middle so the quarterback can't step up, that gives your ends. You get, Randy Gregory, who's beginning to come on now, and you get Demarcus Lawrence pinching him outside. All of a sudden, you feel like you're in the trash compactor in Star Wars where the walls are closing in and you've got no place to go. And that, to me, is what was kind of missing is that big push in the middle, that big guy that can't stop. And I've always thought that a defensive lineman, a big guy in the middle, helps all three levels of the field because he's taking up double teams, which means DeMarcus Lawrence or Randy Gregory, they're not getting the double teams. The guards aren't able to get to the linebackers, so they're able to scrape and get around and make plays. And it's also helping to get to the quarterback quicker, which is meaning that the cornerbacks don't have to hold up as long. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I want to get your thoughts on free agency. If you think the Dallas Cowboys will be a player in free agency, do they actually try and make a move for Earl Thomas?
Well, like I said, I would love to because Jeff, he's what he is to what he is at this point. I just feel like that we need that you said, that dog. I know Xavier Woods, he played well at times this season, but he needs to be a little bit under control, and I think he needs more coaching. He needs somebody, a veteran back there who can teach him. I think that's where Earl Thomas comes into play. I understand, we had this youth movement going on, with all the young players. But now you wanted Earl Thomas last year. You don't have to give a pick for him. He's a free agent. I think this is the perfect, time to do it, because you at least want to have some youth on your defense. You want to have some young guys, but you at least want to have at least one or two guys who are veterans who can keep everybody in line when things go wrong. I feel like with Earl Thomas in that Rams game, he probably would have made some changes, saw some different looks, and probably would have kept out a lot.
I think he would have gotten to Jared Goff on that last run for the first time.
Oh, yes. Instead of Jeffy, yes, exactly. Because, he's in that division. He plays them twice a year. He knows that team. Earl Thomas would have, definitely made a difference in that playoff game.
See, and to me, here's the difference, too. To me, the biggest problem for our defense was we weren't getting enough takeaways. We were, I think, 16th in the NFL last season. I think with 7 or 9 interceptions?
It was something like around there. It was less than 10 for sure.
Yeah, it was either 7 or 9, which is not that good. And when you think about Earl Thomas playing in 4 games and had 3 interceptions, I mean, he would have led the Cowboys with interceptions here on 4 games. And we need to get ball hawks. We need some guys to get in there that can really make some plays and things like that. So, Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, like I know at first I was a little bit like, like what? That's my reaction was, because I knew this was a Gary move. Like they said, they didn't think Gary, so I knew that he's like you said, bringing in his own guys. And I know the Cowboys, they love to hire from within. They'll bring a few people here and there outside, but when it comes to like offensive coordinator in certain positions for the offense, they usually hire from within. And
Right.
I think the way they're looking at it is they looking at it like a Sean McVay type. Because Sean McVay, he started out with the Redskins as offensive coordinator, a guy in his 20s. So I feel like they're going that route. They feel like, okay, he comes from a college background, ran a good college offense. So they're looking at he probably can sprinkle in some of those ideas, some of those, college, those jet sweeps, some different things that Scott Linehan was stubborn to do. So, he knows the system.
And I think he'll be able to relate to the players better than Scott Linehan.
Exactly.
Too. So we'll have to wait and see how that dynamic works. So we got a lot of work to do between now and the beginning of the season to try and see if we can get there for the Super Bowl. But I got to tell you, man, I'm sick and tired of seeing New England in the Super Bowl. Oh, my God.
Every year, man.
Every freaking year. With Tom Brady.
Coaching, man. But that's what tells me. You have good coaches. What we kind of lack. You can go every year.
Good coaches and a good system. Because, here's the thing that's interesting about New England, and I looked it up this morning because I was actually surprised. They only had 2 Pro Bowlers this year.
Yeah.
On the whole team. And you look at the Cowboys with every year, we've got, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pro Bowl players, yet we're not winning stuff. But you look at New England, they're never in cap hell. They're never, loaded with a whole bunch of Pro Bowl players. And it hit me that what it is they don't have the top talent, say top 22.
Yeah.
They've got like the top 53 that when they lose a guy, it's not a major step down. And that everybody on that roster has a role. It may be that you're only there for 3 or 4 plays, but you're getting used into that system. And we don't seem to be able to do that. And I look at, to me, if Rico Gathers was with New England, I guarantee you that Bill Belichick would find a mismatch where some way he was going to get him against a 5'10" cornerback. Or a player.
I think he was going to use him with the 2 tight end set.
Yeah.
Like with Aaron Hernandez. And that's exactly how he would have been used.
Right. I mean, he would find a way to use a guy like that. He'll find that, it may not be. And the thing about New England is it's never the same. You never know what to expect from New England. And we just aren't that creative. We have been so, line them up. We're going to do the same damn thing, and we're going to beat you man on man. And that does not work all the time. So maybe Kellen Moore will mix things up just for the simple fact of having somebody else calling the plays that it won't be so predictable. That maybe that alone will be an improvement.
Yeah, and after doing some research, cause like I even wrote an article about it. So you guys, guys, on my WordPress, Castsports blog.wordpress.com.
Shameless plug.
You guys can check that out. I wrote about, how the offense with Kellen Moore could actually, be better, and would the offense get better with him in play calling. And I feel like it will. Like I said, I think he's going to throw in some different looks. And so, like I said, he can't be no worse than Scott Linehan. He can't be no worse. So that's at least the hope that you can at least, give yourself.
I'm happy that we're making change, if for nothing else, for change's sake. So, Alex, let you have the final word and tell everybody again where to find you.
Yeah, so you guys can follow me on Twitter at Cashsports_. You can follow me on Instagram at Cash_Alec_23. And like I said, you can follow my blog page. I also have a Facebook page as well, where I just interact with different fans, different Cowboy fans, different sports people. Just interact. You can. So if you guys want to be a part of it, just send an invite. I'll send an invite to you all, or just inbox me. And like I said, just everybody just stay acclimated. Like I said, for a while, I'll be here before it's gonna be a long off season. So let's get ready for the draft.
It's not gonna be as long as you think, man. It's actually gonna go by real quick because what? After today, closer to the beginning of the NFL season. But as always, friends, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. And I want to thank Alex for coming in here. Definitely show my man some love and check out his channel, check out his podcast, and go ahead and send him a message in Facebook. But, don't troll him like you guys do me, at least. Okay? I'll see you guys soon.